All right, math friends, are you ready? We have 15 review questions. So if you need help on anything, please make sure that you watch the video, you use the guidance, you send us remind messages if you have questions. We're here to help you. So first thing you need to know is if you are an Alex friend, you can go to alex.com instead of doing this. Not every single person have Alex. If you know that you are an Alex person, then you may do that instead. Just make sure that you mark it on the front paper. Okay. So you can use a calculator if you need it. Look up YouTube videos if you need some additional practice. Okay. First thing, make sure you circle. Who do you have? Mr. Burley, Mr. Kendall, or me, Mrs. Comfort. And make sure that your name's on everything. All right. First things up. The equation shown has an unknown number. Enter a fraction that makes the equation true. First thing you want to do is rewrite it, right? And then you want to use like the inverse operation. Remember, the opposite of division is what? So you want to rewrite this, use your opposite, make sure you fill it in. Number 2. Sea level is 0 feet in elevation. You guys already knew that. The elevation of land represents the height above or below sea level. This table shows the lowest elevation in some states. Now remember, this is just like a positive or a negative number line. So you have, there's your 0, right? Everything down here is going to be negative. Everything up here is going to be positive. It's just like a regular number line. Okay. So, determine whether each statement about the lowest elevations is correct. Select true or false for each statement. So, I'm going to read them all to you. I'll do one of them with you. Okay. The elevation at the lowest point in California is higher than the lowest point in Louisiana. So, let's look. California is negative 282, and Louisiana is negative 68. Okay, so is California higher than Louisiana? No, because negative 282 is all the way down here, and then negative 68 is like somewhere up here. So is that true? No, it's false. Okay, the elevation at the lowest point in Tennessee is farther from 0 than the elevation point of Louisiana. This would be an absolute value question, okay? The elevation at the lowest point in Louisiana is higher than the lowest point in California. So you're telling me, are they true or false? Okay. Number 3. Consider the inequality x is greater than 7. Determine if each value of x shown in the table makes this true. Select yes or no. So I'll do one with you. First thing you want to do, rewrite it. X is greater than 7. These values are going to go in for x. These are x right here. So if I did this one, 22 is greater than 7. Is that true? Yes, that's true. So we check off yes here. Got it? Okay. Number 4. Select all equations that have x equals 3 as a solution, which means that you need to actually put them in there. So first one, instead of writing x plus 7 equals 10, let's write 3 plus 7 equals 10. Is that true? Yes? So that's one of them. Now you're selecting all of them, so there's probably more than one. So make sure you're going through each one, substituting 3 for x. See if it's true. Number 5. Our recipe requires 3/4 a cup of nuts for 1 cake. That's important, right? Enter the maximum number of cakes that can be made using 7.5 cups of nuts. Now guys, you're taking a total amount of nuts, right? You're taking a big thing of nuts, and you are breaking them up into different cakes. When you are breaking something up, what symbol are you going to use? Breaking something up. So we're breaking up the bag of nuts into cakes. What symbol do we use when we break things up? Now also remember, it's a maximum number, okay? Can you have a partial cake? No. You can't just go into the store and say, oh, I only have enough nuts to make like a third of a cake. It doesn't work that way. So it's going to have to be a whole cake. Okay? Number 6, divide. Pretty simple. 16,536 divided by 24. Try not to use your calculator if you don't have to. Number 7, select all the expressions that are equivalent to 8 times t plus 4. Now remember, equivalent means equal to. If it says select all, that means there's probably going to be more than one. Okay, so let's look real quick. It says 8 times t plus 4. So you're going to have to work all these out and see if they work. So first one I would look at is this one. I would do distributive property because we've got a number touching a parenthesis, which means you need to multiply. 2 times 4 is 8t plus 2 times 2 is 4. Now that wouldn't work because if I took that 8 out, that wouldn't work for me because that 4 would have to be different. So that one doesn't work. Okay, work through each one of them. See what works and what doesn't. All right, up here. Enter the unknown value that makes this statement true. Okay, 30% of something is 60. So remember, what do you know? We know that of means to multiply, right? And we know that is equals. And we know we need to turn a percent into a decimal. Remember that? Okay, those are your hints. They're pretty big hints. Good luck to you, friend. Okay. Number 9. Carl types 180 words in 2 minutes. Enter the number of words Carl types in 5 minutes at this rate. Now, this is a rate problem. When they give you 180 words in 2 minutes, that looks like it's set up like a ratio, right? So we want to do words over minutes. So 180 words in 2 minutes. But I want to know how much it is in 5 minutes, right? So do minutes go on top or bottom? Minutes go on bottom. Okay, you have to figure out how you're going to get there. You can go, how do you get from 2 to 5? Or you can do your cross products, okay? Cross products would be not. So both of those would work to get you your answer. Number 10. Brady started to fill the box shown with some unit cubes. He did it a little bit weird, I think. Enter the total number of unit cubes needed to completely fill the box. Include the unit cubes already shown in your total. Now, guys, if we're filling something means we're finding the volume, right? How do you find the volume of a rectangular prism? Volume equals length times width times height. So use that clue. Help you find the volume. How much would fit inside that box? Yeah, just want to make sure I didn't skip anything. Number 11. Consider this figure. So you have a kite-shaped figure right here, and you can break it up. This is a composite figure, remember? You're going to find the total area of the whole figure in square centimeters. Now, if I were you, I would break it up into 2 triangles, and you can do it 2 different ways, but I like splitting it down the middle here. See triangle 1 and triangle 2? Because guess what? Aren't they the exact same? So once you get one of them, can't you just multiply by 2? Okay. Here's your hint. Here's your formulas. Okay. A triangle area equals, now here's Mr. Burley's way. I'm not sure which way Miss Kendall does it. 1/2 times base times height. I like to go area equals base times height divided by 2. Both ways are going to get you your answer. Do whatever works for you. Now that's your triangle formula, okay? Number 12. This one got Mrs. Comfort stumped, but I figured it out. I worked hard. So I will give you a little bit of clues. They gave you some coordinates of a parallelogram. So they have all 4 of your dots. Okay? That's important. So you have to figure out if each one's true or false. Well, before you can really do that, don't you have to think about a couple of things? We had to think about our coordinate grid, right? It's always x comma y. You run before you jump. So that means that this is why my 5s are going to be the same, because that's how high it is. It stays on the same line going this way. And so if this is a 1, and it's not going up or down, it's going straight across, that means that your n has to equal 1 as well, right? Because we're not going up and down. Now you're going to have to use some brain power on this one. I'm going to help you out a little bit with one answer, because I just did. Over here, look. It says n equals 5. Does n equal 5? Nope, because we know that n equals 1. So go through all the rest of these. The length of the longer side is p minus 2. The length of the longer side is n plus 1. N is 1. It's 1 plus 1 equals 2. Do you think this is 2 units long? The short side is 4 units in length. We already did this one. N equals 5. That's false. M is greater than n. So m is greater than n. Or p equals 2. Think about that one, guys. Okay. Number 13. A statistical question is one where you can expect to get a variety of answers. So statistical question, we've done that. Variety of answers, okay? Determine if each one can be classified as a statistical question. Select yes or no. Now think about it. Can you Google it? If you can look it up, it's not a statistical question, okay? How many hours a week do people exercise? Is that statistical, yes or no? How many hours are there in a day? Is that statistical, yes or no? How many rainbows have students seen this month? Can you Google it? Is it a statistical question? You need to decide. Okay? Almost done. Number 14. This table contains x and y values in equivalent ratios. Fill in the missing value in the table. First thing you have to do is find the rule, right? And how many times does the rule have to work? It has to work 3 times. Okay, so now look. How do you get from 2 to 6? You can do it 2 different ways. You can do 2 plus 4 equals 6. Or you could do 2 times 3 equals 6. But whichever way it is, it has to work 3 times. Okay, and then make sure that you're filling in this empty space. And number 15. Look at the box and whisker plot of the pumpkin weights. What is the median pumpkin weight? 12 pounds, 14 pounds, 15 pounds, or 16 pounds? So you have your number line. It's going up by 2s. Pay attention to that. And then you have to figure out which one of these is the median. Which one of those dots. We've done this. It was right before we took our break, so you guys should remember this. Alright, if you have any questions, go back and watch the video again, or send us a remind message, whatever you need to do. But remember, you can also, if you are an Alex friend, you could do Alex instead of this. Just make sure that you're doing a couple hours worth and you write it on the front page.